Let's talk about habits. We all have them. We all want to build good ones, like hitting the gym, eating better, maybe reading a bit more, and we definitely want to break the bad ones. But so often, we just can't. It's this universal struggle, right? But what if I told you the entire approach we've been using is completely backward?
I mean, have you ever felt like you're just stuck in a loop? You set some big, ambitious goal, maybe a New Year's resolution, and you're fired up. You're motivated. But then February rolls around. That motivation is a distant memory, and you're right back where you started. It's so frustrating, and it's easy to feel like it's some kind of personal failure.
Well, here's the big idea we're going to unpack today, and it is a game changer. The problem isn't you. Seriously, it's not about a lack of willpower. It's not that you're not motivated enough. The problem is your system. The way you're trying to change is flawed. And honestly, that's amazing news, because a system is something we can actually fix.
Okay, let's dive right into this. First up, we're going to look at why our big, inspiring goals so often just fall flat. Turns out, the mistake we all make is focusing only on the finish line, on the outcome.
This slide really breaks it down. Goals are the results you want. I want to win the championship. Systems, on the other hand, are the processes that get you there. We will practice every single day. And think about this for a second. Winners and losers in any field, they often have the exact same goals. The thing that separates them isn't the ambition, it's their relentless commitment to a better system. So if chasing these massive goals isn't the answer, then what is? Well, that brings us right to our second section, the 1% better system. This is the whole idea behind atomic habits, and it's all about the incredible, almost magical power of making tiny, consistent improvements day after day.
Okay, look at this number. It is absolutely mind-blowing. If you get just 1% better at something every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. No way. Thanks to the power of compounding, you end up nearly 38 times better. Those tiny, seemingly insignificant daily gains snowball into something massive.
And that really gets to the heart of the name itself. An atomic habit isn't some huge, life-changing event. It's atomic. It's a tiny, fundamental building block of a larger system. It's these small routines that, when you stack them up, deliver those seriously powerful results.
All right, so how do we actually build this system of atomic habits? Section 3 is our playbook. These are the 4 laws of behavior change. I want you to think of these as the cheat codes for engineering the habits you want.
Law number 1 is super simple. Make it obvious. Our environment plays this huge role in our behavior. The things we see, the cues around us, they trigger our habits. And most of the time, we don't even realize it's happening.
So how do we put this into practice? Well, to build a good habit, like working out, you make the cue impossible to ignore. You lay out your gym clothes right by your bed. To break a bad habit, you do the opposite. Make the cue invisible. Put your phone in a totally different room when you need to focus. A real pro tip here is something called habit stacking. You just link a new habit to one you already do, like, after I brush my teeth, I will read 1 page of a book. Easy. Moving on to law number 2, make it attractive. Our brains are basically hardwired to seek out pleasure and rewards. If a habit feels like a total chore, you're just naturally going to avoid it. The trick is to make the habits you want to build feel like something you actually crave.
And there are a couple of powerful ways to do this. First, there's temptation bundling. It's where you pair an action you need to do, like going for a run, with an action you want to do, like listening to your favorite podcast. The second way is to use social influence. Go join a group or a community where the habit you want is the normal, celebrated behavior. We are social creatures. We're wired to fit in.
Law 3 is maybe the most practical one of all. Make it easy. Here's the truth. We are all programmed to follow the path of least resistance. The more friction, the more steps, the more effort a habit takes, the less likely we are to actually do it. And the best way to get rid of that friction is with the 2-minute rule. The idea is brilliant in its simplicity. Any new habit you start has to be scaled down so it takes less than 2 minutes. So run a marathon becomes put on my running shoes. Read 50 books a year becomes read 1 page, you see? The goal at the beginning isn't mastery. It's just to master the art of showing up. Consistency is everything.
And that brings us to the final law, the one that closes the loop. Make it satisfying. For a habit to really stick, our brain needs to feel an immediate hit of success, an instant reward. The problem is, so many good habits have delayed rewards. while bad habits, oh, they tend to have very immediate ones. So what do? We have to basically manufacture that immediate satisfaction. Using a habit tracker is a great way. You get that simple visual pleasure of checking off a box. Giving yourself a tiny immediate reward after you finish also works wonders. And then there's the don't break the chain method, which Jerry Seinfeld made famous. It turns consistency itself into a super satisfying and motivating game.
Okay, so we've covered the practical how-to stuff, but now we're going to go a level deeper. Section 4 is all about the incredibly powerful connection between our habits and our identity, who we truly believe we are. This leads to a really crucial mindset shift. Instead of focusing on the outcome, like I want to lose weight, you shift to focusing on your identity. I am a healthy person. See the difference? When you adopt the identity, you're not forcing yourself to do something anymore. You're just acting in line with who you already are.
And this quote just sums it up perfectly. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Every time you go to the gym, that's a vote for being a fit person. Every time you write one page, that's a vote for being a writer. These small habits are how you literally build your identity, one vote at a time.
Which brings us to our final section. We've built the system, we get the psychology, but what's the one habit that holds it all together? What's the ultimate keystone habit that makes everything else actually work?
So what is it? What's that one habit that really powers all the others? It's not exercise, it's not meditation, even though those are fantastic. No, it's something way more fundamental to the system itself. The answer is reflection. Now, I know that might not sound as cool as hitting a new record at the gym, but it's the feedback loop for your entire life. Without reflection, you're just running a plan blindly. You have no idea if it's actually working or if it's even taking you where you want to go. This is your weekly check-in. It only takes a few minutes to ask these simple but incredibly powerful questions. What's working? What's not? What's one small thing I can tweak? Am I actually acting like the person I want to become? This is how you fine-tune your system. It's the habit that maintains all your other habits.
So, as we wrap things up here, it really all comes back to this. It's not about some massive overnight transformation. It's about the small, almost invisible choices you make every day. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What tiny vote will you cast for your future self today?